Cars Plus today. And McDonald's of Guam, I'm loving it.
Ahead on KUAM News Primetime. President Trump officially returns to the White House. He's got a packed agenda on day one as the commander-in-chief. Plus, representatives from the Marianas brave the blustery weather in the nation's capital, all to witness the historic inauguration event. And a confirmed case of tuberculosis at a local high school. Health officials get to work to prevent an outbreak at the campus. Half a day and good evening. Welcome to KUAM News Primetime. I'm Nick Delgado.
And I'm Destiny Cruz-Lingus. Thank you so much for making us a part of your day.
Well, that's a history-making day in Washington. Donald Trump is inaugurated as the nation's 47th president.
The second of only two presidents to serve non-consecutive terms. NBC's Susan McInnes is on Capitol Hill with a look at the inaugural events and more.
I, Donald John Trump, do solemnly swear.
President Trump retaking power with renewed energy and purpose.
Congratulations, Mr. President.
The inaugural address promising action.
The golden age of America begins right now.
Echoing themes that won him the White House.
I will declare a national emergency at our southern border.
Hitting the key issues that concerned many Americans.
To defeat what was record inflation and rapidly bring down costs and prices.
The president signing a series of executive orders, an effort to make good on campaign promises.
We will tariff and tax foreign countries to enrich our citizens. I will also declare a national energy emergency. We will drill, baby, drill.
President Trump also declaring it U.S. policy to recognize two genders only, male and female, and intending to rename the Gulf of Mexico the Gulf of America. And in a possible test of the limits of presidential authority, claiming the Panama Canal will become U.S. territory.
We didn't give it to China, we gave it to Panama, and we're taking it back.
And taking swipes at his predecessor.
From this moment on, America's decline is over. But I just want to say,
with Republicans now in control of the White House and both chambers of Congress, the president making his way through the Capitol. Then at the nearby Capital One Arena, the president addresses Americans who came to Washington to witness history. President Trump reclaiming the White House on a day filled with majesty and pageantry in a historic return to power. Among the many evening inaugural events, the Trumps will attend 3 inaugural balls. In Washington, Susan McInnes, NBC News.
And President Trump issued roughly 1,500 pardons and commuted the sentences of 14 of his supporters in connection to the attack on the Capitol on January 6 of 2021, when thousands of them stormed the building amid his false claims that the 2020 presidential election was rigged against him.
And representatives from the Marianas were also in the nation's capital to witness President Donald Trump taking the oath.
Those in attendance braving the frigid weather to be a part of this historic event, all while representing this part of the world. Optimism and energy in the air as President Trump takes the oath of office. Guam delegate James Moylan among those inside the Capitol, calling it an honor to witness America's new president and vice president being sworn in. Moylan capturing multiple photos during the event, stating, "I'm excited about the country's direction in strengthening our military, our border, and the American economy. Likewise, I look forward to working with the Trump-Vance administration to further Guam's agenda." CNMI Congresswoman Kimberly King Hines sending this video to KUAM of her experience.
Half a day CNMI. We're here in the Capitol Rotunda getting ready to start the presidential inauguration. Super excited to see the new president get sworn in and his new cabinet installed so we can get to work and get to the business of delivering for the people of the CNMI. Love you and miss you. See you soon, CNMI.
Republicans from the Marianas, including former Governor Felix Camacho, making the trip to be a part of the historic ceremony. Republican Party of Guam Chair Senator Sean Gumatautau watched with the National Committee at the Omni Hotel.
It was a lot of optimism, and obviously for everyone in the room and all over this city was just excitement for what the next 4 years will bring to America, and excited again about the opportunity to see the work of the Trump administration, working with all the states and territories in their work to make America great again.
His attendance came as millions were up in arms over the 12-hour ban of the app TikTok.
I guess there's people in my family that are very excited about TikTok. But again, if I guess most of the Americans that are on it are pretty stoked too. So good for them.
Vice Speaker Tony Addett was also among the group who each paid their own way to be a part of the celebration.
There were already hundreds of people, if not thousands of people already in line. And we were able to make it into the Capital One Arena where everyone gathered to watch the oath of office taken by President Trump. So we were in there as he was taking his oath of office, and him with Vice President J.D. Vance. It was such an amazing feeling, such an amazing to be a part of this inauguration.
He is ready to see what the Trump administration will do for Guam.
Overall, benefiting the Marianas, I think it's going to come in different ways. And I think that when President Trump has spoken about the External Revenue Service, because we mirror the IRS, so perhaps we're going to see what kind of policies that will be implemented that will also benefit the people on the island.
A benefit that Republican Party of Guam Sergeant of Arms Benny Panala echoes.
It's taking me a little bit time to digest. I was here in 2017 for his first inauguration, and this time around it is totally really different, more upbeat, I would say, running into people from all over, all walks of life, and just having wonderful conversations. It's just how could I put it? I mean, it's very refreshing to see all the support that President Trump is getting.
Panala also sharing this message to anyone still uncertain about Trump's return to the White House.
Take some time to go through the president's speech and see, and measure for yourself what he is actually delivering and what he's actually saying. I think if you put it in that perspective, he's saying America first. He's saying our people, our voters, everybody, including us in Guam, that he's putting us first.
Former President Joe Biden announcing a set of sweeping preemptive pardons to members of his family just minutes before leaving office Monday. The announcement came ahead of the inauguration ceremony for Trump, who was sworn in as the 47th president, and it included his two brothers as well as his sister. Biden releasing a statement in which he says, "My family has been subjected to relenting attacks and threats motivated solely by a desire to hurt me." The pardons quickly drew claims of hypocrisy from Republicans, and President Trump told a reporter in between inaugural events at the Capitol that it was unfortunate that Biden issued the pardons.
Biden's pardons for 5 of his family members were among a slew of preemptive pardons he issued as he left office. Pardons were also granted for Dr. Anthony Fauci, former Joint Chiefs of Staff Chairman Mark Milley. Other members and staff of that committee investigated the January 6 attack, and Capitol and D.C. Metropolitan police officers who testified before it. Biden previously pardoned his son Hunter of federal gun and tax charges in December. Convicted drug kingpins Richard Toves Kabakang and Roy Toves Kabakang will be released from federal prison this year. Former President Joe Biden commuted their life sentences under the executive grant of clemency. Richard is now set to be released on March 18th, while Roy is set to be released on July 16th.
KUAM News files show the pair were convicted for heading one of the biggest drug empires in Guam in the 90s, smuggling drugs from California to the island. In 2017, former President Barack Obama commuted the sentence for co-defendant James Toves Kabakang. An investigation, meanwhile, underway after one person at a local public school confirmed to have tuberculosis.
Health and education officials are now working to contain the spread of the disease.
Testing is underway today at Season High School for individuals who may have come into contact with a person diagnosed with a confirmed case of tuberculosis. The Department of Public Health and Social Services confirming an active investigation is ongoing as the infected person has been isolated and is receiving treatment. This follows a public health notice circulating on social media, alerting Season High School employees, parents, guardians, and students that a person at the school has been diagnosed with active pulmonary tuberculosis. The notice indicates that individuals who received it may have been exposed to the TB bacteria during a specific period. The Guam Department of Education also issuing a statement Tuesday afternoon confirming that school staff, in collaboration with GDOE social workers, have reached out to parents and guardians of students who require testing either by phone or through home visits. Notifications have also been provided to all students, faculty, and staff, with nurses briefing affected individuals on the next steps. So here's what you need to know about TB. According to the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, there are two types of tuberculosis. Those with latent TB do not feel sick, do not have symptoms, and cannot spread TB germs known as Mycobacterium tuberculosis, to others. However, if their TB germs become active, they can develop TB disease and may be able to spread those germs to other people. TB germs can be released into the air when a person with active TB in the lungs or throat coughs, speaks, or even sings. These germs can linger in the air for hours, depending on the environment. People with active TB are most likely to infect those they spend time with daily, such as family, friends, coworkers, or schoolmates. Meantime, GDOE says those who test positive for TB will receive appropriate medical treatment and follow-up care. DPHSS and GDOE will continue to monitor the situation and provide updates to prevent the further spread of TB. For more information about TB, visit cdc.gov/TB.
Now to an apparent break in communication. Guam police now confirming they released inaccurate information that the driver in this past weekend's crash in Dededo had died. Thankfully, that driver is alive but remains in critical condition at the hospital.
We here at KUAM offer our sincere apologies to the family of the driver for reporting the wrong information released by authorities. The apparent mix-up resulting in many of our viewers questioning media reports of the driver's condition and noting the fake news that was sourced by GPD. Here's video captured from the Harmon Loop road crash that occurred Sunday night. Investigators say the driver lost control and crashed into a bus stop before the car caught fire. Medics with the Guam Fire Department pulled the driver from the wreckage and rushed him to GRMC.
More than 20 hours after police spokesperson Officer Berlin Sevilla released the driver's name and incorrectly stated that he died, Sevilla issued a press release midday Tuesday calling for clarification and a correction. Sevilla stating further investigation has revealed that the initial information about the lone operator involved in a serious crash along Route 27 Dededo being deceased was incorrect. Due to medical policies and urgent care needs, the operator's status was initially provided by a family member in good faith. It has now been confirmed by the hospital that the operator is alive and currently in critical condition under the intensive care unit at GRMC. Officer Sevilla states GPD relies on factual information, admitting they, quote, regret any miscommunication and calling it a, quote, an unfortunate mix-up. Up next, we check in with Guam Police K-9 Kuro, who went missing earlier this month.
Plus, a jury finds a man accused of molesting an autistic woman guilty of the crime. That and more when we return. You're watching KUAM.
New year, new me. A year of possibilities starts now, and it all begins at Kmart. From health to home, we got everything you need to start fresh and thrive in the new year. Kickstart healthy habits with pantry essentials and nutritious options for your family. Keep your home sparkling with cleaning solutions designed to make life easier and fresher. Looking to crush your fitness goals? Find workout gear and activewear to get you moving. Need to revamp your style? Check out our newest apparel for the whole family. And for the heart of your home, discover appliances and home goods to make your life easier and more comfortable. Busy families, moms on the go, and everyone in between. Kmart is away. Kmart, new year, new me, a year of possibilities. Find it all at Kmart.
Don't need a work break, keep the smile on your face. The moments you can't replace. and I'll be around. Whoa. You can count on me. You can count on me for life.
Wherever life takes you, we're always here for you. Calvo's Insurance. Count on us for life.
Superspeed your life with Docomo Pacific Fiber Internet. Get symmetrical upload and download speeds up to 5 gigs. Get started with Fiber 500 at $145 a month, Fiber 1 gig at $215 a month, or Fiber 5 gig at $299 a month. Plus, get 2 SuperPod 6Es with any plan, and a free EcoFlow River 3 and bonus welcome kit with 1 gig and 5 gig plans. Experience tomorrow's islands today with Docomo Pacific Fiber Internet.
The lawsuit filed by parents of 2 students with disabilities alleging that education officials violated the Adequate Education Act is moving forward.
This after Superior Court Judge Elise Iriarte dismissed several other claims added to the case back in September. Today, parties returned to the courtroom to address multiple motions. These include the Guam Department of Education's motion for summary judgment and cross motions by Guam Legal Services Corporation Disability Law Center, representatives seeking declaratory relief and injunction. Judge Iriarte granting attorneys with the GDOE to file another motion and are set to respond by January 31st, that's next Friday, regarding jurisdictional inclinations around whether the remaining claims meet strict and substantial compliance under the Government Claims Act. Representative Attorney Phil Tidingo will have then February 7th for his response.
A manslaughter convict who won his appeal in the High Court was resentenced to serve 15 years in prison. Defendant Branty Wallaby, who previously got a 21-year sentence, appeared before Judge Alberto Tolentino in Superior Court today. As KUAM reported, justices in the Supreme Court ruled the sentencing illegal, stating he's a first offender. Wallaby and his brother Jaron were accused in the deadly 2022 attack along Fatima Road in Dedado that claimed the life of Arnold Naroon.
Trial is delayed for the man indicted in the deadly stabbing of his cousin. Isaac Gertamag appeared before Judge Vernon Perez in Superior Court today. Trial was set to begin tomorrow, but parties told the court they need more time to prepare witnesses. As KUAM reported, the victim, identified as Mike Teethan, was found lifeless behind a home along Route 15 in Manilao in December 2023. Gertamag allegedly told police his cousin threatened to shoot him, adding he got a knife to defend himself. Investigators say the deadly stabbing was fueled by alcohol.
A caregiver convicted of molesting a woman with autism faces a max 2 years in prison. A Superior Court jury finding defendant Peter Scott Von Schiff guilty of attempted 4th-degree criminal sexual conduct and abuse of an incompetent person. Prosecutors seeking the max sentence. He is required to register as a level 3 sex offender on Guam's sex offender registry. Prosecutors arguing Von Schiff victimized a nonverbal autistic woman who cannot communicate. The victim's mother caught him naked running from the victim's room when Von Schiff admitted, quote, "This is the first time it happened." The jury acquitting him of attempted 3rd-degree criminal sexual conduct.
A man accused of molesting a teenage girl known to him is being held on $5,000 cash bail. 53-year-old Jeffrey Carlos is charged with multiple counts of 2nd and 4th-degree criminal sexual conduct and criminal voyeurism. The 16-year-old victim allegedly told police Carlos molested her several times last year. She reported the abuse after catching the defendant allegedly using a cell phone to record her in the bathroom. Carlos allegedly admitted to setting it up for personal pleasure, admitting it was a mistake.
Now to a follow-up on the Guam Police Department's K-9 unit and the recent search for one of its beloved dogs, Kuro.
Nevaeh Anderson has the story.
Man's best friend at home and in the field, the Guam Police Department's K-9 unit plays a crucial role in keeping our community safe.
First of all, our K-9 unit comes in many different factors. We have detection for drugs and explosives, apprehension of suspects or possible person of interest, as well as tracking missing people.
Officer Jesse Nicholas is a certified K-9 handler for GPD, working alongside his partner, Kuro, a 9-year-old Belgian Malinois.
Kuro is a multi-purpose, or actually a dual-purpose working dog. She does both patrol and explosive detection.
Before they can hit the field, both canines and their handlers undergo continuous and rigorous training.
So all of our handlers receive certifications from Canine WDI. Each handler has to undergo a minimum of 80 hours of basic handler course. And then every year we must sustain by going and getting recertified. And each dog, by law, we must maintain 16 hours per month to keep the certification.
Daily conditioning includes agility, obedience, and detection drills, strengthening their skills and their bond.
So that bonding and imprinting handler to canine is very, very much important.
Even off-duty, Kuro's unique temperament shines.
For a patrol dog, her temperament is very easy to handle as a handler. She does in fact get to play, but her play type is a little bit different from your average home pets.
Kuro recently making headlines when she went missing, sparking a community-wide search.
On the initial discovery, when she went missing, someone reported that they had her at home. We got her back, upturned her back. She was in perfect health condition, no injuries, nothing of that subject, and she's doing great right now.
To ensure the safety of these highly intelligent animals, GPD says strict measures are in place.
Well, the dogs, we do RD checks. Obviously, they're with us 24/7. We do, in fact, do inspections of each canine handler's residence as well to make sure and ensure that, the dogs are safe, of course, for their welfare. We make sure that they're properly outfitted with proper kenneling systems.
With Kuro safe and sound, the Guam Police Department's canine unit remains an essential part in enforcing the law. Efforts are reportedly underway to officially recognize these furry heroes as officers for their service. Nevaeh Anderson, KUAM News.
Wow, it's good to see Kuro home safely and back to work.
Definitely, and looking so cute, by the way.
Yeah, thanks Nevaeh for that report. Well, now for your world at home.
Here's a view captured from Pikepook Point to Inalahan Bay.
Beautiful.
Biba!
Let your people know. When it comes to the pickle to chicken ratio, some people, they playing in your face, but not the McCrispy. Let your people know. When it comes to the pickle to chicken ratio, some people, they playing in your face, but not the McCrispy.
Island Cancer Center has the only state-of-the-art Halcyon Linear Accelerator, providing radiation treatments in the Asia-Pacific region. We are excited to be back up and running after Typhoon Mawar. We have been providing the highest quality patient-centered care for 14 years and will continue to do so. Why? Because we love what we do. Island Cancer Center, our family treating your family. Visit us at islandcancercenter.com or call 671-646-3363.
Nestled in the rolling green hills of Cross Island Road on a small strip of land, Guam Adventist Academy is that small school with big-time talent on the hard court. The Angels head into the 2025 tennis season as the defending champs for both boys and girls.
I think we're just trying to have fun here, actually. We're practicing really hard, and a lot of us have been playing for a long time. So I think it's just time and practice. That's the only reason we're able to win.
Well, I'm optimistic this year because some of the players that didn't play last year who were actually very good are returning to the team, so that's going to be helpful. But you never know because some of the kids are brand new to the sport. So we always enter the season with a little bit of uncertainty.
We're still practicing and we still have a lot of room to improve, but I think we'll be ready.
But while they're proud of last year's title, they're not assuming victories will be handed to them for either singles or doubles events. Because every athlete knows that if there's anything harder than winning a championship, it's repeating.
So every year we have new players. Our teams are so small that we play pretty much everybody. And so even the brand new players get a chance to get on the court and compete and play during the season. So the challenge is getting the new players sort of up to speed and at a level where they can play matches.
We're just working together and practicing as a team. Just because we're the defending champions, that doesn't mean we're already better or anything like that. We just have more experience. And a lot of the people that are joining this year have never played before.
The Angels run a collaborative program with the school's top talent, mentoring younger athletes, while themselves staying sharp with their own events.
I'm coaching by myself, so I need the help of the more experienced players to kind of help the younger players improve.
The team is trying their best and working really hard to get podium this year again.
And before the Angels even raise their rackets this season, they already know what the true value of sports is.
You know, they're self-motivated. They all want to play well and to win, so I don't feel like I need to really motivate them. They motivate themselves.
We just have to have fun, he said. And we're doing this to glorify God, and to have good sportsmanship. Yeah, I think that's all that matters.
In here, you can expect to find crystal clear audio, expansive display space, endless entertainment, and more comfort for everyone. But even with all that, we still left room for all the unpredictability, spontaneity, and unexpected things you'll find out here. The new 2024 Grand Cherokee lineup. Jeep, there's only one.
Guam's auto appearance specialist, Elegant Reflections, has been providing the automotive industry with professional detailing and car care products at its highest quality, from complete detailing, full interior detailing, exterior detailing, headlamp restoration, hand washing, seat and carpet shampoo, engine degreasing, undercarriage cleaning, paint sealant, fabric protection, paint oxidation removal, and so much more. Visit us at our new location. Call 646-5555 for an appointment. Elegant Reflections, Guam's auto appearance specialist, over 20 years of experience.
Generosity was on full display on Giving Tuesday as our community came together to make a difference. Through the K for Kindness campaign, KUAM Care Force, along with local schools, businesses, and individuals, showed what it means to give back. On Giving Tuesday, the spirit of giving spread across Guam as KUAM Care Force, K for Kindness campaign inspired acts of generosity from people of all ages. A donation drive at Kmart saw hundreds of items collected for those in need, including foster children supported by Child Protective Services, Catholic Social Services, and the Salvation Army. This year, KUAM Care Force teams were joined by an incredible group of high school Spark ambassadors. These student leaders took the reins of service projects, spreading kindness and creating a ripple effect of compassion throughout the island. The hard work and generosity culminated in a special donation presentation held on Thursday, January 16th at the Department of Public Health and Social Services Foster Care Infant Division, which received much needed support from the campaign. These donations make a world of a difference for foster families and children in their care.
On behalf of the KUAM Care Force, from the K for Kindness donation drive that happened during Giving Tuesday in December, we would like to donate these items to the Foster Care Infant Division.
Thank you. Since becoming Guam's official Giving Tuesday ambassador back in 2020, KUAM Care Force has rallied businesses, schools, and community leaders to join this global day of generosity. Together, they've created lasting impacts, proving that kindness truly begins with us. The KUAM Care Force wishes to thank everyone who contributed to this year's K's for Kindness campaign. Your generosity will make a difference for so many in our community. If you'd like to get involved, you can visit KUAM's website for details.
Okay, everybody, if you have 2 hours free and you want to know how to grow seedless watermelons, man, seeds are the part of the watermelon that I am not down with, all right? Then again, I'm the guy that likes the rinds. But anyway, that's besides the point. Seedless watermelons, learn how to grow them. Go check out UOG because they are having from 9 to 11 on February 8th a information workshop hosted by horticulturalist Dr. Robert Bivacqua. I'm amazing I got that. I said that word correctly. All right, they are showing how to grow seedless watermelons. They're delicious, they're good for you, and this is gonna be awesome. All right, if you are ready to laugh, learn, and let loose, I love the alliteration. Breaking Wave Theater Company, they're the ones that brought you the Three Penguins during Christmas time, right? Every third Saturday of the month, they are providing improv workshops. This is an art form in and of itself, right? And if you want to master the art of recognizing things around you, turning that into great art, make sure to check them out. bwtcguam.com is the website. And Guam Animals in Need are holding a community garage sale on February 1st from 7 to 10 at the Gain parking lot up in Jigo. Make sure to help them out. That is what's happening with News Bites. And remember, seedless watermelons are awesome. Do you guys like seeds? I don't.
Wait, so he said seedless watermelons with a D? I was hearing seamless watermelons, and I thought it was because it was that smooth green look that you saw in the photo.
Yeah.
But I love seedless watermelons.
I love watermelons.
Right?
Period.
Nice.
I want a watermelon. Juicy. Yum. I need a
And then Jace couldn't help himself with the 3 penguins, huh?
It's a running joke that will never end. It's a forever joke now. I love it.
Well, waddling on now to your Cold Stone Creamery Birthday Club shoutouts,
which you can submit on KUAM.com.
It is the one and only Terry Uggin's birthday today, everybody. So happy birthday to you, Terry, on the 21st of January. We hope you have an absolutely beautiful birthday today.
and that's your primetime show. Thanks so much for watching. I'm Nick Delgado.
And I'm Destiny Cruz-Lingus. Have a great evening and stay beautiful.
Health, Home, and Lifestyle is brought to you by The Medical City, your trusted partner in health. Hafide Guam, I'm Jason Salas, and welcome to Health, Home, and Lifestyle, where we show you how to live a happy and healthy island life.
House to Home, presented by Remax Diamond Realty.
Hafide, everybody, House to Home is coming to you. We are in person. Hi, you guys. I missed you.
Yeah.
So
I know
nice
it's
to see
different,
you.
huh?
Yeah. New year, new us, right? Well, same us.
Same as
New
year. We haven't grown since the last time we saw us.
Trust me, if
We're
all
still
of
the
us,
same.
if all of us stood up, this would look much different and everything. But Liz, Gina, and myself, Jason, are here, and we are talking about real estate, of course. Ladies, we were talking about rentals today.
Yes.
Has the practice of rentals changed in the 30-some years since both of you got into the business, as far as if you're looking, what you have to prepare for, the decisions you have to make?
Well, it hasn't really changed much, but we're finding that owners are scrutinizing applicants right now. So usually when Gina and I get a call, we usually advise them, well, this is the process. You're going to need an application form. You're going to need your last 2 pay stubs. So for every adult, they're going to need an application form. On top of that, if you're looking at a rent for $1,200 times 3, your monthly salary has to equate to that amount. And if it doesn't, then how can you afford to keep the rental going for the rest of the year? So yes, we screen them. We don't just put them in our cars and go show properties. We, on the front end, we always ask the question, because I don't want to waste their time and we don't want to waste our time. We've got to make sure that we have all the ducks in order, that they have the ability to rent.
And ducks actually have like a specific order when they're walking. Like it's the big and most dominant one, or the parent first, and everybody else falls in line. And that, that kind of is the point. I mean,
everything has an order.
There's a pecking order, even though ducks don't peck. Do ducks peck?
Ducks peck.
Yeah,
ducks
they do.
Peck.
Yeah.
Okay, I've been bitten by a duck, but I don't know if they peck.
Yeah, they definitely
They
peck.
do.
And so do landlords. And so that, I think that for me has been the difference. In the past, when I first got into real estate, we didn't have a clear-cut formula about what landlords expect when you put the tenants in. And I don't think landlords, they just generally had the opinion that you have to be able to afford it, but we didn't have a formula that we actually used. But that formula has been in place for years now. You have to make at least 3 times the amount of the rent in order for the landlord to say okay. And I think that comes from the process when you get a mortgage payment. They want to make sure that your income that you have left over after you pay your bills is 36 to 40%, that the mortgage payment is going to equate to not more than 36 or 40% of what you're making. So I think that formula has been translated into how much are you making a month, and they don't want you to go over a certain amount from your paycheck to that amount on the rent. So a lot of the realtors, I mean, I think all of them now are mindful of that, and the landlords are looking at that. So yeah, you know, there's definitely a process for this, and we're putting out that information because it's important for people to know it's difficult to buy real estate right now. So the alternative is you've got to rent. And lucky if you could find something for $1,200. I don't even think $1,200 is a reasonable amount anymore. I think you know, the range right now, I believe, is from 15 to 2,000 some.
Like a one bedroom right now is like 1,400, 13 to 1,400.
It can be.
Okay, and with these ladies being so very uncommon times, right? With the economy being what it is, we've talked about the interest rate, you know, fluctuating, hopefully on a downward trend, like right now. Has the concept of leases, because we're talking about rent, have the terms of like a lease change? Because I remember it used to be at least 1 year, and then like a lot of landlords will say, you know, you can go month to month afterwards, or we have 1 year renewables. Has that changed too?
No, well, the leases right now are still minimum 1 year lease. Now, there are some owners that are willing to take short term, and short term could mean 3 months or it could mean 6 months. And we get visitors that come in that may need a 3 month or a 6 month. So both Gina and I would be on the phone calling around saying, hey, your property's listed. Will you take a short-term lease? And sometimes, even with the 1 year leases, the landlords always are scrutinizing them to make sure they've got a good tenant. And if, let's say, we have an off-island tenant that comes in, sometimes for the big corporations, we do a penalty that if they break their lease, there is a penalty for breaking that lease. Or the landlord, it'll be stipulated in the lease. Like if you break the lease early, there's a 2 month penalty. If not, the landlord certainly can go after the tenant for the full term of that year. Now, we do have cases where the tenant has to leave, and they'll call Gina and myself, hey, we need to replace the tenant. But first and foremost, we contact the landlord. Will you allow it? It's always up to the landlord. Will you allow a replacement tenant? And in the meantime, that current tenant will have to keep paying the rent.
Because you especially, Gina, always hear about, you know, like our friends in the military, they may go on deployment for a little while, or they may have to do, you know, some duty off island, and they tell somebody, hey, can you just like stay at my house and, you know, keep an eye on it? Like I have stuff and everything.
That's a little different because, you know, and families that are in the military, there's a process that the military clearly defines. And so as realtors and landlords, we follow their process. And when they're members, PCS, or if they're on temporary assignment somewhere, there's a process for that.
PCSing an entirely different episode unto it, so we could do that next week.
That's a different, you know, but the military has clear systems in place for their members, and so we follow that. You know, we're really good about knowing what the process is and implementing it. And I, like Liz, if I get a member contacting me, they're not on Guam yet, and I know I could tell they're military, I always tell them, you know, I'm glad to give you all the information, but you really need to check in with the local military housing office, and you need to clear through them. And you actually, some of you may even need to clear through your command. But for the local families that we're working with, you know,
it's a different process.
It's a different process, and landlords have different requirements. And you know, so the market has gotten really tough, and so we try to set up our customers to. We don't want to fail them. And so that's why when they contact us, we tell them, you know, fill out the application, because when you find a good home you're interested in, we want to move quickly, because
there's competition.
That one good priced home in a good area, there's probably going to be 5 to 10 people eyeing it.
If it looks good to you, it's probably going to look good to at least somebody, one other person.
So
and you always talk about, like, sometimes if a deal is too good to be true,
be careful.
Be careful, yeah. Well, the other thing.
Honey, do you want some milk?
Do you ever wonder how your favorite products make their way into your local stores? Most arrive on state-of-the-art Matson vessels that transport containers of food, household items, equipment, and supplies into the islands every week. Because we know that you depend on us, we work closely with our partners to ensure that our shipments arrive on time, all the time, so you can find your favorite products when you need them. We transport the region's most precious cargo that supports successful businesses and promotes a better quality of life for our families. Matson is proud to have been the hometown shipping carrier for Guam, the CNMI, and Micronesia for the past 25 years, and you can count on us to be here for generations to come.
What I want to bring up is, like, if your intent is to rent to the military tenant, we're at the mercy of the military housing office requirements. So they have their stringent guidelines. So if you don't want to, they want your business license, they want to do an inspection, everything has, there's a list that we have to comply with. So if the landlord, because I think we had one landlord who stated, I don't have to give you the business license, well, it means you're not going to get a military tenant. Military housing office requires business license, inspection, certain verbiage in the contract. So none of the military tenants are able to sign their leases. They have to run to the housing to get their approval. And then hopefully by that time we've got the landlord's signature and it's in place so that when they're ready, we can move forward, but only if the housing office inspects it and it passes.
And since we're talking about rentals, ladies, are there any major differences that our viewers should know about when it comes to renting an apartment versus a condo versus a house versus some other structure?
For me, I think the process is the same.
Universal.
But, yeah, I think the process is the same, but there's governing rules that may apply at a condominium or an apartment building. Most HOAs have house rules and bylaws that you have to be aware of as a tenant. And hopefully the agent you're working with has given you copies of that so you can follow those guidelines. Plus, you know, if you're renting in a condo and an apartment, be mindful of that. If you know your family, you know, I mean, I know how my family lives, and I know we would not do well living in an apartment complex because we're loud, we're all over the place.
You don't say.
Yeah,
I never would know that in the 10 years we've been doing this show. Wow.
I absolutely know. And so if I'm mindful of that, and if I'm going to rent a condominium and an apartment, and I know how my grandkids are, and I'm going to be on the second floor, and I know they're going to be there on weekends and stay up late, and we're running all over the place, I have to be mindful that the people below me or the people around me may not appreciate my noise.
You're that kind of grandma, so instead of using WhatsApp to get in touch with one of the grands, and you'll just yell down from floor 3 to floor 1.
Exactly.
Why not?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Why not?
Yeah.
Your
and
prerogative.
so I know that about my family and how we live, and so be mindful of that if you're going into a condo or an apartment.
So one thing I want to bring up is sometimes families say, well, I guess I got a call one day. We've got 8 kids and they're 2 adults, and they want to rent a 2-bedroom. You can't just rent a 2-bedroom. There's a requirement in terms of how many people can occupy a 2-bedroom, a 3-bedroom. So right now we are finding families that have a big family and they want to move in because the rental rate is good. But the problem is, if there's too many of you, it won't accommodate your needs in this small square footage.
People think they're being clever by saying, okay, like you've got kid 1, kid 2, and 3, we'll all share a futon and stuff like that. Yeah.
So we've had to tell people, I'm sorry, this won't work. It won't. This unit won't accommodate the number of people that want to rent here.
Okay, and lastly, because this is very interesting, you know, Guam is small, and on Guam, reputation, as you've said many, many times on the show, the both of you, reputation is everything. So how much does the reputation of the renter, depending on what kind of tenant you are, if you go from, like, you know, rental property to rental property, how much does that maybe help or hurt your chances of getting, like, you know, the next place? If you're a bad tenant, like if you're late on your payments, if you're noisy, if you're sloppy, you know.
If your previous landlord gives you bad references, I've seen our landlord, you know, the
people
landlord.
Talk,
sometimes they don't, but it's when they don't say anything, you know, because we do call, when we screen the tenants, we do call their previous landlord if there is one. If there isn't, then we have a whole lot of questions we want to ask. But when you do call, some landlords will give you great references, and that's great. You pass that on to the new owner that they're going to rent from, and that's a big benefit. But if they don't have references, I actually always tell the people I'm working with, you know, not having references actually makes it a lot harder for me to prove to this owner that you want to rent from that they should give you their unit, because some owners actually tell me, Gina, I'd rather keep the unit empty than put in a tenant that I have to deal with. Yeah. It's really stressful dealing with bad tenants.
Well, the question
I run into that a lot.
When we call the landlords, we'll ask, did they pay rent on time? How did they maintain the property?
Yeah.
Because if they trashed it, broke the windows, broke the screen door, these are tenants that maybe our landlord may not want to take. So, and then sometimes drive by where they were currently living just to see, were they truthful? Did they maintain the property? And so
character means a lot.
Yes.
It always does. It means a lot in every field, not just when you're renting. It means a lot, period.
You know, and even with pets, that's another factor. Oh, our pet is trained. By the time they leave the unit, it's damaged. The pet chewed on everything. So these are things that we certainly look at.
Yeah.
Okay, or if people mistreat their pet, like they leave the pet and the pet's really got to go to the bathroom all day long, and they just leave it in the house.
Smells.
Okay.
Yeah.
Before we go, ladies, let's both hold up 2 hands like this. This is the number of years we've been doing on this show. Each 10 years. It's our 10-year anniversary. Happy anniversary!
Happy anniversary! You got to celebrate.
It's been that long.
Wait. Ready? 1, 2, 3. House to home. Took us 10 years to do that. It has been an absolute delight working with the both of you.
We love it.
All right, we'll see you guys next week.
House to Home, presented by RE/MAX Diamond Realty.
Introducing GTA Air Fiber. Air Fiber uses next-gen wireless technology to bring an ultra-fast and super reliable internet connection to your home through the air. No wires required. With speeds of up to 500 megabits per second that cable and satellite can't match. Now, the whole family can stream, game, download, and surf the web like never before. Elevate your connection with GTA Air Fiber. Call us or visit gta.net today.
Want a real taste of New York? The classic New York-style pizza offers a big, bold taste that's a Guam favorite. It's handmade with 16 inches of foldable crust, a sweet marinara sauce, and your favorite topping. And at 30% larger than our large, classic New York pizza is only $12.99 for carryout. Bring together your family and friends for a classic New York pizza party. Each pizza is just $12.99 for carryout. Classic New York-style pizza, so close you can taste it. Only at your Island Pizza Hut.
Weekly Renewal is brought to you by Calvo's Select Care.
Half a day, I'm Claire Calvo, bringing you your weekly renewal. I am back for part 2 with Jezree Moylan. Half a day, Jez. Half a day.
And I just think Pilates is like a really nice balance of like you get that good workout in, but it's not too much or too little. It just really depends like what your goals are, and it tailors to everyone's individual goals, even though it's collectively a group class.
That's what I was going to ask. So there's no levels, right? You could walk into a class and it's pretty much an open level class.
And there's different tiers to an exercise. So like the way we were taught to basically conduct the class is different tiers, right? So it's like you start off in tier 1, or I don't want to say level 1, but like you modify, right? And then if people want to challenge themselves, they have different options. So everyone gets a nice feel of what works best for them.
What is it about Pilates that's just like this hype? Why do you think it's so popular?
Honestly, I think it just, like I said, I think it's just comprised of people who want to feel good, people who want to like dress in. It really is aesthetics.
So even though it doesn't appear to be very cardiovascular, you still burn fat.
Absolutely.
I mean, you're still, because I'm sure there's people out there who just want to do something where I just want to lose weight and gain muscle.
Yeah, I'm telling you, I try a class for those people who are a little like skeptic, or they think, like you said, it's just a fad. Like, no, it's a beat you down workout. Will humble you. I mean, we've had, like I said, we've been blessed to have athletes walk in our studio and they're humbled, but they keep coming back. I also think Pilates really offers a really nice like stretch. Like you really get to like learn how to deepen your flexibility, and it's a very progressional class, so it's kind of like, even though you can't do something one class, if you stay committed, you will really learn and see how incredible your body is. I've had students who started with me from day 1, and to see just like their strength, their flexibility, that's what keeps them motivated, you know, and we really do consider Pilates a very progressional class.
Okay.
So,
great. And this is the start of a brand new year. Do you have any resolutions or any intentions that you already have set forth?
just the same, I just really want to say, and I think that's the other thing you brought up was, I also had individual goals as far as getting myself back into fitness and wellness and just all around healthy again. And I felt like it kind of just bridged together when I was doing my certification. It forced me, like, okay, I need to get healthy again. I need to do things for myself, and I did. So it was kind of like it killed two birds with one stone. So I was like, yay! I'm healthy again, and I'm an instructor.
Perfect. Before we close, is there anything else you'd like to share with our viewers?
Honestly, especially if it comes to your overall wellness and fitness, I like to give myself themes for the year, right? So like my theme last year was about togetherness, whether that was with friends or family. And this year, my overall theme is just to go easy on myself. So I think if it's one thing I can share, it's just go easy on yourself. Things happen that sometimes we can't control. And we're our biggest critics. So it's just go easy on yourself, right? And give it every day grace by grace. So
beautiful. Perfect. And that's perfect because even with the Chinese New Year going from dragon to snake, that is definitely kind of easing down a bit.
I love that.
So that makes sense.
Yay!
Thank you so much, Jazz.
Thank you for having me.
And thank you all. I'll see you next time on your Weekly Renewal.
Weekly Renewal is brought to you by Calvo Select Care.
In every generation, there are those who question the status quo. Questions like, why can't chicken be slow roasted? Why can't I have shredded purple cabbage? Why can't my quesadilla have cheese inside and out? And where's my avocado verde salsa? The new era of chicken is here to stay. The Cantina Chicken Menu, only at Taco Bell.
Everything we build is from the ground up. Every great idea, every crazy idea, every next idea, every truck, and everything in it. Everything you hear, everything you see, everything you feel when you drive it. We put everything we have into our trucks, so you get everything out of them. We're Ram. Trucks are what we do.
Health Check is brought to you locally by Island Cancer Center.
Half a day and everybody, and welcome to Health Check. And I am at Ipao Beach. Tuman, I'm here, and I've got my buddy, Ashley Calvo Rodriguez, and Ash, your family. Of course, you guys run the Total Guam Foundation, such a wonderful organization committed towards bridging healthcare disparities. And we're doing a 5K today. Is it 2K, 5K, or just 5K?
It's a 2K and a 5K today.
Okay. Yeah. Which one are you doing?
I am doing, let's say I'm doing the 5K.
That means administrator, which is totally cool. Okay, so, I mean, it's not just a race. You know, the entire family, like I said, in the organization is committed to getting Guam healthy. And this is not just a run, even though that's super cool. This is a festival, a celebration of fitness.
Definitely. So this is a little bit different than what we're used to with our annual 5K.
And let's get out of the sun.
Yeah, let's get
Okay, so what are you guys doing?
So we have a health fair, we have some food trucks, but the main attraction and the most important to mention about this 5K is that it's the final and ending event of our Kindness Week 2025. And so this week, as you'd interviewed earlier, we had Kevin Hines here, and he's a world-renowned suicide prevention speaker and of hope and resilience.
That was amazing.
Yeah. From recovering from his jump after jumping off the Golden Gate Bridge when he was 19 years old. And so he's going to be here today, and he's been going around the community all week talking about his story and also talking about the importance of mental health, mental wellness, and mental health. So it'll be a great time for people to come and talk to him, and then also celebrate their own health and get some exercise in. Okay, now for you eagle-eyed people watching us right now on Health Check, you're probably wondering, gosh, Jason, it's awfully bright for a 6 a.m. 2K, a 5K. That's because doing the traditional, whoa, lighting is crazy. Okay, we are not doing the traditional 6 a.m. one. Ash, you guys went extra. We're doing the afternoon one, which are always fun. Yeah, so it's a nice thing to do on a Saturday night with your family. And then at the end of the run, we have the bubbles that are being set up right now.
Oh, nice. Yeah. Are those the soap bubbles, or is that the one they use for like when it says like it snows on Guam?
No, these are the soap bubbles.
Oh, that's so much fun.
Yeah.
The kids love that.
Yeah, and it's pretty hot in the afternoon, so it'll be a nice, refreshing end.
Okay, and again, your organization's mission as a nonprofit to bridge healthcare disparities. You know, we talked to your parents. You know, former Senator Dennis Rodriguez Jr. and Lena, your lovely mom. How has that expanded? You know, since the last time I talked to you guys.
So I feel like we're always expanding every time we get to talk. We have several different programs out here in the community. Our main program is our mobile care clinic and the stationary clinic that we have in Tamuning, and through that we have multiple women's health programs. We have a mental health program, and our most recent addition since the last time we talked is our psychiatrist, Dr. McClure. And so we've been taking an extra focus on mental health lately because it's such an important thing on the island and so much need.
Yeah, health is not just, and as you know, your company is very, very strong in the faith too, and spiritual health is very important in that respect as well.
Absolutely. Yeah. And so with all of the outreaches we do and everything we do in our clinic, we always talk about education and like wellness of the person as a whole.
Okay.
Yeah.
And being happy is fun too. So can
Absolutely.
Let's go, you have here, for those of us who, let's just say, turned 50 this year and we may or may not be running, what do you have to make us like super, super happy?
So we have a bunch of things. We have this fair, and we have a bunch of small business vendors who are set up here. You can purchase things from sensies to jewelry, handcrafts, and there's a nice variety of different things that people can come and learn about. And then we also have some vendors of different organizations like Guam Behavioral Health and Wellness Center. And then we have Guam Fit Expo, who's here partnering with us with the event. And they have some obstacle courses for the kids too.
Okay, these are amazing. These are absolutely cool. I love those. All about obstacle courses.
The obstacle course is
even though I can't keep myself in frame. There you are.
No worries. The obstacle course is here in the Opal. Let's go over there.
Okay, so I can, okay, so there's a bunch of tires. Okay, that's not discarded tires, everybody. We placed those strategically, don't worry, and we're gonna clean it up. And then we've got some basketballs over there and some pails. This is challenging, Ash.
It is. It's gonna be a nice, fun evening.
Okay, and again, you're probably administrator for this, right? You're judge?
No, we left this to Guam Fit Expo.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so they've set up everything. They've gotten the word out, and I know a bunch of kids are coming and families are really excited to see their kids compete. And then we have some food trucks down here.
Very cool. Okay, how many people have registered this year for the Totu Guam Fitness Festival?
So far, before yesterday, we had over 350 registrations. And so we're excited. A lot of people are coming over to register on the same day of the event. We're looking forward to a really good turnout.
Okay, and then if anybody has any information about the Totu Guam Foundation, because I know you're always openly welcoming people that want to join the mission. They want to either make a donation, put in sweat equity and help like directly. They may have a medical background or just, you know, just help you in your fight and everything. How can they get in contact with you guys?
So definitely check us out on social media. On Instagram, we are at totuguam.foundation. On Facebook, Totu Guam Foundation, and totuguam.com.
Okay. All right, everybody. Ashley Calvo Rodriguez, one of many here at the Totu Guam Foundation. Oh, there is the mobile Wellness on Wheels unit, the big van. Okay, and of course their motto, kinder days ahead. You guys are already making that happen. Kinder days are already here, but there's more to come.
Absolutely,
okay.
Thank you.
So me and Ash are gonna do like a 0.005K. We're gonna walk like, you know, like 50 feet and then go get a drink. So you ready?
Sounds good.
Okay, let's go.
Health Check is brought to you locally by Island Cancer Center.
So that's all we have for you this week on Health, Home, and Lifestyle. Thanks so much for watching or streaming us every Tuesday right here on KUAM. And remember, as always, stay healthy, Guam. Health